Hello all, this is Jared. Welcome to my stream, the Pokemon trading card game online. I've decided to set up my own stream to provide my own input into the Pokemon trading card game community. This is my first experience in streaming games, so please bear with me as I experiment and try out new features. A little about myself. I've been playing Pokemon since the Red and Blue games came out, and I've stuck with it ever since. I collected cards from base set, jungle, fossil, and most of the early sets, but never really played with them. It wasn't until the release of the Black and White expansion of the trading card game that I really got involved in the TCG, and since then I've fallen madly in love with the TCG and everything about it. There are several streams that exist of the Pokemon TCG already, but I found that there were not enough to satiate my desire to view gameplay. I figured I could not be the only person that feels as such, so I thought, why not start my own stream? I am currently a student, and I was worried about time constraints would keep me from being able to maintain a stream, but after some investigation, I found out it's actually pretty easy to set a stream. Um, I play a few games on PTCGO every day, so why not stream and comment on them? Since I am short on time, my streams won't be very decorated or premeditated, but I'm going to give you the best stream that I can. So without further ado, we can jump right into this. My plan is to use one deck per evening, maybe not if I get bored. But for today, I was thinking of starting with my Emboar deck. I'll give you a quick run through of what that entails, just so you know what to expect as we go through it. So we'll go through the Pokemon line real quick. We have, can't make this larger, can I? We have 3 Tepig. I use the 70 HP Tepig because more health is always better. Let's see here. 1 Pignite. Much like the Tepig with more HP, we use the, excuse me, I'm adjusting the music. I use the 100 HP Pignite. It can't be searched with a level ball, but it can be searched with a heavy ball. And 10 more HP is always a good thing. We have 3 of Emboar. Emboar is what makes the deck run. Inferno Fandango attaches many fire energy from your hand as you like during your turn. This synergizes with, obviously, Rayquaza EX. His attack Dragon Burst for a fire energy and a lightning energy does 60 times the number of either basic or lightning energy that you discard for the attack. So we load a bunch of energy onto Rayquaza, Dragon Burst, discard it, and then the next turn we load it all back on with Emboar again. We have what's affectionately called Baby Rayquaza. This Rayquaza, it's not a Pokemon EX. It has less HP, but its attacks are pretty good considering it's not an EX. It has enough damage to be able to knock out any other Dragon-type Pokemon. And the newest addition to the deck, with the release of the X and Y set, is the Delphox line. So we start with 2 Fennekin, both at 60 HP. I use a 60 HP one because 10 more HP is a lifesaver. The other one does, 20 damage for 1 fire-type energy. But if you're attacking with a Fennekin, you're probably not doing that well. We have 1 Braixen, the middle stage, and 2 Delphox. Delphox really helps this deck quite a bit. It provides additional draw with its Mystical Fire ability, which reads once during your turn before you attack, you may draw cards until you have 6 in your hand. Very, very strong, since this deck requires a lot of cards from the hand to play. Now we'll look at the trainer cards, and oh goodness, this does not look pretty. But we'll muddle through it. We have, it would be, I'm going to adjust the view actually, because I can't even look at that. Here we go. Trainer cards. 1 computer search, a spec of choice. This is a setup deck. Between computer search and dowsing machine, it's always kind of your own preference. So whatever you choose, go with it. 1 escape rope. This deck needs a couple switching cards. Escape rope can be pretty helpful in terms of disrupting your opponent while getting your switch as well. Situational, but at least you get your own switch, which can really help you. 1 heavy ball. Search your deck for a Pokemon with a tree cost 3 or more. Reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. Straightforward, grabs you Emboar, grabs you the Baby Rayquaza, and the Pignite in our case. 1 level ball. Search your deck for a Pokemon with 90 HP or less. Reveal it, put it into your hand. Grabs Tepig and Fennekin. You want to get those guys out ASAP, so a card that lets you grab them for no cost is pretty good. I played just one Professor's Letter. This is a card that I might consider adding more of. Search your deck for 2 basic energy cards, reveal them and put them into your hand. Very powerful with Emor, obviously. 4 rare candy. Go from Tepig all the way up to Emor, or Fennekin to Delphox. You really can't play any stage 2s without playing 4 copies of rare candy. So here they are. 4 superior energy retrieval. This card is what really makes Emor shine. Discard 2 cards from your hand and put 4 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. When you're dragon bursting every turn, you discard a lot of energy and you can only have so much in your deck. So superior energy retrieval gets it back for you. 1 switch. Switch is a great card. This deck certainly needs it. So there you go. 1 tool scraper. A tool scraper is always worthwhile, in my opinion. You can never go wrong with running at least 1 tool scraper. A lot of decks, this one could probably use 2, but we're very tight on space. So we make our decisions and we live with them. There's 3 Great Ball here. I have 2 different artworks of them. Discard 2 cards from your hand, search your deck for any Pokemon, reveal it and put it into your hand. It grabs you any Pokemon. Can't complain about that. We'll get onto the supporter line now. We have 1 copy of Colress. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw a number of cards equal to your number of benched Pokemon, both yours and your opponent. I like Colress, but at the same time I don't like him. He can obviously get you a lot of cards, but if you get him on your first turn or 2, he will not get you a lot of cards because there's not that many Pokemon on the bench, and that stinks. For N, N is a card that's been a 4 of in its deck until we got to XY. Now, some people have started running fewer, but in this deck I find it very helpful because if your opponent gets ahead, you can end them down to a low number. And even if you've taken a number of prize cards, you can always use Mystical Fire to draw back up. So in terms of disruption and hand refreshment, it's very powerful. We have 4 copies of Professor Juniper here. Very powerful, very destructive. Discard your hand, draw 7 cards. It gives you a lot of cards, but it can also hurt. We have 3 Skyla. Search your deck for a trainer card, reveal it, put it into your hand. Very strong. You can grab a rare candy. You can grab a superior energy retrieval. You can grab a Professor's Letter, an Ultra Ball. I mean, basically anything I've shown you so far, you can grab. We have in this deck Tropical Beach. This deck really does need Tropical Beach in order to be competitive. It's a stadium card. During a turn, that player may draw until they have 7 cards in their hand. If they do, their turn ends immediately. Energy count. I run 10 fire and 2 lightning. Pretty standard for a Rayquaza list. Might consider increasing it, but we'll see how that goes. So without any more delay, we'll jump into a game. So we'll see who we're against. We're against Chugaloa. Sometimes the game's a little bit slow, but we'll forgive it. I'm actually going to take this opportunity to adjust my options a little bit. Turn on coin animations. I usually keep most of the animations off just to make the games go a little bit faster, but since I will be explaining what happens, it'll probably be beneficial to see the animations. So we got Tails. My opening hand is... wow. It's not the kind of opening hand you want to start with. No supporter cards makes it a very scary opening hand, and just a single Pokemon at that. So my opponent opens with a Delibird. Delibird is not a Pokemon you see very often, so I'm not terribly worried about it. I'll attach a Fire Energy to my Fennekin and I'll end my turn, because there really isn't anything else I can do. It is worth being nervous about that Delibird is a Water type and can very easily dispatch my Fennekin, and it would be quite embarrassing if my first game resulted in me getting dumped by a Delibird. But these are the risks we take in playing Pokemon. So we'll see what my opponent does. Plays a Slylan, which lets him grab 3 basic energy cards from his deck and put them into his hand. We'll see what he picks. It's taking a little while, probably looking through his own deck to see what he can grab. Now, what I would like to draw is... I'd be satisfied with any other basic Pokemon at this point in time, just to have something else on the field, because I am absolutely terrified of being knocked out by this Delibird on my opponent's next turn with Icy Wind. So, the supporter card would be better. I'd take a Professor Juniper. Really anything except Colress. Even a Skyla could grab me an Ultra Ball to get a Rayquaza out to at least soak up some hits while I try and draw out of this terrifyingly terrible hand. So we'll see what my opponent does. There's a whole lot of nothing so far. He attaches a Water Energy. He could use his present attack, which he does. He flips a Tails, so nothing there. We do top deck a Heavy Ball, which is gonna help because it gets me another Pokemon. The only Pokemon with 3 retreat in my deck are Emboar, Pignite, and Rayquaza. So fortunately, Rayquaza is here. So I grab him, I'll put him onto my bench. I'm going to pay to retreat Fennekin because I don't want to use up my switch card just yet. I'll attach a Lightning Energy onto Rayquaza, and I could use his first attack, Dragon Pulse. It is 40 damage, but I discard the top 2 cards in my deck. For anyone who's played Rayquaza cards that involve discarding, you know whatever you discard is what you really need. So while 2 Dragon Pulses would get me a knockout, I don't know if I want to risk it, especially when I can wait 2 turns. I would have to endure my foe's Icy Winds. So I'm thinking it might be worthwhile just to go for the Dragon Pulse. So let's go for it. 40 damage. Discard the top 2 cards in my deck. And, ooh, that's not good. I discard a Fire Energy, which isn't bad, but then a Superior Energy Retrieval. That's really the card that keeps this deck going, is being able to pull energy from the discard. My opponent benches a Kangaskhan, and attached to his bench Torkoal... Oop. Oh, he flips heads on a present attack. His Torkoal has a double colorless energy. So there was no fear of an Icy Wind, just my opponent taking more presence. Alright, back to my turn. We draw Superior Energy Retrieval, not very helpful. So I'm going to play a Fire Energy from my hand onto Rayquaza. A Dragon Pulse here knocks out Delibird, which I think is the right thing to do right now, since my deck is not giving me what I want. I might as well discard it and take a prize card. So that gets a knockout on Delibird, which gets me 1 prize card. Get a Tepig off the prize cards. Not bad. Ooh, a Team Flare Grunt. Okay, that kind of hurts. I lose the Lightning Energy. Team Flare Grunt. We see it every now and then. Discard an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. It hurts. My opponent goes for a Heat Blast. That hurts. I'll bench the Tepig. But I'm gonna lag. What did I lose off that top deck? I lost a Skyla and a Tool Scraper, which, not good, but it could be worse. I'm going to attach a Fire Energy onto Fennekin because my Rayquaza cannot attack because I don't have a Lightning Energy, so I can only really end my turn. Next turn we can evolve into Pignite, which is... it's getting us somewhere, I suppose. My opponent puts a double colorless energy onto Cure, and then there's 60. I'm going to put out my Pignite, or my Tepig. We do see a Rayquaza EX, which is nice. I'll put him onto my bench, attach a Fire Energy. Evolve Tepig into Pignite, who has 100 HP and who can take one of Torkoal's attacks. Don't really have a choice other than that to end my turn, because I can't draw anything. Still waiting to draw pretty much any supporter card at this point, but no such luck. So, Alright, I'm going to play the Switch here to Rayquaza. At this point I could play my Superior Energy Retrieval to get these energy from my discard, and I could attach the Lightning and do a Dragon Burst for 60 damage, and then next turn be able to do it again. If I'm going to draw as dead as I am, I'm doing myself no favors by sitting here doing nothing, so let's do that. Get back from my discard pile, fire, lightning, fire, fire. Attach the lightning. We'll do a Dragon Burst, discard fire energy for 60 damage. I am a little afraid of that white Kyurem on the bench, and oh, there's another Team Flare Grunt. Okay. Certainly upsetting that we keep running into Team Flare Grunts, because now I can't really do anything without the lightning energy. I can't attack. I could use Celestial Roar, but kind of like the other Rayquaza, you discard cards, which is not good. So there's another Heat Blast for 60 damage, and we finally get a supporter card. I could attach an energy card here, but I don't really want to do that. So we'll play the N. Okay, and we don't get anything else really. I'll bench the other Rayquaza, play a Level Ball. We'll get Breaks in, because if we draw the other Delphox that's in our deck, we can evolve into Breaksin. I'm going to attach a Fire Energy onto my benched Rayquaza EX, and I'll just end my turn. Not much else to do, unfortunately. My opponent plays a Giant Cape, and Heartbreak, a Hooligan's Jimmy Cass. This is not going well for me. Only gotten to play one supporter card. My opponent is just running me over with a bunch of random stuff, and I can't say I'm very happy about it. He plays a Level Ball. I can only guess what he's going to draw under the Torkoal. He benches the Torkoal. Attaches Water Energy onto his Black Kyurem EX, which is not, or sorry, White Kyurem EX, which is not what I want to see, because that thing can do a lot of damage to me, but he chooses the Heat Blast. Well, we got Embor. That's it. Embor doesn't really do anything when you don't have a hand. If Rayquaza gets knocked out here, which he does, I'm going to send a Breaksin. Because of Breaksin's Clairvoyant Eye attack, at least I can arrange the top cards of my deck. And oh my goodness, we top up Professor Juniper. And oh my goodness, our hand just got really bizarre really quickly. First order of business is going to put this Tropical Beach into play. Now I can play these Ultra Balls and discard my hand considerably. It'll get me a Delphox. So we're going to play Ultra Ball, discard the 2 rare candies, grab myself my sweet Delphox. And I'm going to retreat my... I'm going to keep my Delphox active. Evolve into Delphox. Play an Ultra Ball, discard Embor and the other Ultra Ball just to get my hand down to as small as possible. We'll grab the other Rayquaza EX, put it onto the bench. And here comes the Mystical Fire. And we draw some cards. Beneficial. Good. We like that. We're actually gonna use Delphox here to attack. Because Delphox is not a bad attacker, really. My opponent's Torkoal has 110 HP total, and I use Mystical Fire for 100, or sorry. What is it called? Blaze Ball for 110, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Finally bring Torkoal's Reign of Terror to an end. My opponent brings up his White Kyurem EX, which is a little bit scary. It can do 100 damage, which if attacking a Dragon-type Pokemon is considerably more. My opponent plays an N. I'm not upset about that. Like I said, I can Mystical Fire out of it. I'm not really concerned about anything my opponent might do otherwise than play that N. So we'll see what my opponent does. He puts a Water Energy onto his Psyduck. Benches a Bouffalant. And I imagine he's going to use White Inferno here, which does 100 damage plus 10 more damage count for every... Oh, a slash. Huh. Okay, well that was a little unexpected. So first thing I want to do is play this Professor's Letter. Grab 2 basic energy cards from my deck. The obvious targets are the Lightning and the Fire Energy. Because we want to put those onto Rayquaza EX. So we'll attach the Lightning to this Rayquaza EX since he already has an energy on him. I'll use my Inferno Fandango to attach another energy here. And at this point, to my benefit, I only need 2 energy to be able to one-shot that White Curing EX because he's weak to Dragon. I will play Skyla to grab. I'm gonna grab Superior Energy Retrieval so we can get more Rayquazas powered up. Play it, discard the Rare Candy, and need Tropical Peach. Get Pack, Lightning, Fire. Let me make sure I make all my selections. Oh! Alright, my opponent concedes the game. That just kind of happens sometimes when you're playing against people, they just give up. So, that might happen with a couple of these games, unfortunately. Let me see here, I'm going to take just 2 seconds to adjust my Twitch settings. Somehow. I've been requested to turn on the chat, which I guess I haven't done, but it's gonna have to wait. We're just gonna jump into another game with Emboar, the amazing Emboar. I'll probably only be able to do one more game tonight. That game being this game. We're playing against Wywolf. So let's see what we start off with. I'm hoping this game will go a little more smoothly than the last one, meaning I'll draw a supporter card within the first turn, idealistically. I'm going to go with the first turn. I can play a supporter card. We see the coin flip. It's a Tails. I would love to go first. I always like going first, even with these new rules. And we see a bunch of grass energy, which I can only assume means this is a Virizion Genesect list. I put down Fennekin. Might as well put down both of them, because I'm going first. I get to draw an extra card. And my opponent opens with Ho-Oh, which I'm sure is not what he would want to start with. I'm going to play Computer Search. I'm going to discard the Professor Juniper and the Switch. I want to get my Tropical Beach into play as soon as possible. And opening with Computer Search gives me a good look through my deck to see if anything absolutely vital is prized. Looks like I only have one Delphox, so we're going to have to work with that. So get that, put it into play, play an N. We get a Rayquaza, which is good. And I think I'm going to go ahead and play the Ultra Ball here, discard the N, and I don't really want to discard any of these things. Skyla, because we want to get Tepig and get that little guy on the bench. So we'll grab Tepig. It also lets me draw a lot more cards with my Tropical Beach. And that ends my turn. So it goes over to my opponent, who opened with a Ho-Oh EX, which I'm sure whatever he's playing, that is probably the least optimal card for him to start with, because Ho-Oh EX's Rebirth ability only works when he's in the discard pile. So if Ho-Oh EX is on your discard pile, you're not happy. My opponent, I'm assuming, played an Ultra Ball. Yep, discarding another Ultra Ball and a Grass-type energy. Grabs a Virizion EX. Benches the Genesect EX and the Virizion EX. Attaches a Muscle Band to his Virizion EX, attaches a Grass-type energy, plays a Skyla. You can get a whole bunch of things here. It might be a switch, it might be any number of things. We'll see what it is. Yep, a switch, because he can switch into his Virizion EX, and he actually just Tropical Peaches first. I have a couple options here. I haven't seen any energy yet, and I certainly don't have enough to do anything notable. I'm going to bench my Rayquaza here to get him on the bench. I can't see myself doing anything terribly productive this turn, so I think I'm just going to evolve into Pignite. I could play Professor's Letter, get myself the Lightning and the Fire-type energy. Skyla for an Ultra Ball, discard one of those energy or both of those energy. For a Delphox, or Candy to the Delphox and see what that gets me, so I think I'll do that first. Play the Professor's Letter, grab the Lightning because that's important, and grab the Fire-type energy. I'll attach the Lightning to my Rayquaza EX, play the Skyla, grab an Ultra Ball, that one. Play the Ultra Ball, discard the Fire Energy and the and grab myself a good old Delphox. Play a Rare Candy. Well, the benched Fennekin is Delphox. We'll do a Mystical Fire to see what it gets me. Another Rayquaza. Not much else I can do with this hand. I could bench the Rayquaza, which I don't see why not. We'll Tropical Beach to draw a couple cards. So my opponent is going to be able to get a Emerald Slash this turn, probably. He did pick up the Switch, and I'd be very surprised if he didn't have another energy card in his hand. Okay. So we'll have to see what he does. I know he has the Switch, so he can play the Switch to get the Ho-Oh-EX out of the active spot. I'm sure he'd prefer... maybe he wouldn't prefer if I knocked it out and he's out and give me 2 prize cards. That is what we have to deal with. This is a pretty good matchup for me, if only because all of my opponent's main attacking type... all my opponent's main Pokemon are grass types that I'll probably be attacking with. It is Virizion Genesect with Ho-Oh. We do see a Fighting and a Deoxys in the discard. Meaning my opponent probably does have a couple different types of attackers in here. We'll have to wait and see what those are. If there's a Fighting Energy, I can only imagine that there's a Terrakion in here to deal with Fighting Weak Pokemon. But since none of my Pokemon... oh, well. There's that Fighting type Pokemon, Terrakion. Another energy goes on to the... and, oh, my opponent passes. I guess he really does want me to knock out this active Ho-Oh-EX, which I don't really have any problem doing. First things first, let's play a Heavy Ball and get our big boy Emboar. Boom. And we'll just evolve right away. We do have the Inferno Fandango ability available to us. I'm tempted to play the Skyla here to get... no, that wouldn't really work. I need quite a few energy this turn, and I need to get all of these other cards out of my hand. So I can play the Skyla, because I don't want to discard everything else. Skyla for... I could play the Skyla for an Ultra Ball. Just to discard that Fire Energy. But I do kind of want to get the Escape Rope. So we'll do that. Just because I don't want to knock out the Ho-Oh-EX. Not yet. So we'll see what my opponent sends up. I'm guessing he's going to set up Terrakion, and I'm correct in that assumption. I'm going to bring up my Rayquaza EX. Using and there you have it, folks. Another concession. People cannot handle my Emboars. Alright, that one went pretty quick, so we'll do one more. And maybe get a full game with Emboar. As much as I would love to show you guys full complete games, oh, the same guy. White Wolf again. As much as I would love to show you guys complete games, people concede pretty early on Pokemon Online. Not that I blame them, because a lot of times matchups do seem hopeless. I'm never one to concede, never give up, never surrender. I'd love to go first, thank you. My opening hand is... I have the Tropical Beach, I have the Rayquaza, I have the Level Ball to grab someone or something. So it's not terrible. We'll see what my opponent does. I don't know, I'm not completely versed on the timing of the... oh, okay, so he has a basic. And here we go. My opponent opens with a Virizion EX, and we play Level Ball. Grab... it's hard to choose if I want Tepig or Fennekin. There's benefits to getting both out early. I think I just want to get out my... let's see who's in the deck first. We do have Delphox, I'm going to grab Tepig. Grab him. Bench him. Put the Tropical Beach into play, and I can actually play my Computer Search. I don't really want to discard an Emboar, but I don't really want to discard a Colress. Actually, I do want to discard Colress. I hate that card. I'm gonna grab. I'm actually gonna grab an N since I haven't played a supporter card. Play it, and woohoo! Fennekin. Cool. I'm just Tropical Beach, I guess. We don't have much else to do. My opponent's deck is definitely one that I would prefer going first. It is, I guess with the Ho-Oh variant, it is possible to get a turn 1 Emerald Slash, so he probably doesn't mind going second. He's usually Bruising Genesect will want to go first, get that first energy drop, and then be able to Emerald Slash. So he plays Professor's Letter, Grass Energy, Fighting Energy into the hand, although I'm quite certain we'll see that Grass type energy coming right down. We'll see an Ultra Ball discarding Shadow Triad and that Fighting Energy to get Ho-Oh. I don't think we'll be seeing Ho-Oh go onto the bench. There's that Ultra Ball, discarding Ho-Oh and a Juniper to grab a Genesect EX. Muscle Band, Grass Energy, Professor Juniper to get 7 new cards. We see Boufflant go onto the bench. My opponent might attempt a Rebirth here, but he doesn't. He uses Tropical Beach. I got a weird hand here. I'm tempted to put the Fire Energy on Fennekin just so I can start using it to Blaze Ball attack against all of his delicious Grass type Pokemon, because Rayquaza it's not going to do me a whole lot of favors in this matchup. So I'm going to do that. Unfortunately, nothing else in my hand is really worth my time, so I'll play the N. That's what I'm very sure, thank you. We're going to bench Rayquaza EX. I'm tempted to play the Escape Rope just to gunk up my opponent, because if he doesn't have a switch, it'll definitely throw him for a loop and make him have to burn more energy to retreat and stuff. And it also lowers my hand to Tropical Beach for more, so I'm going to do just that. He brings up his Boufflant, I'll bring up my... I'm going to go with Rayquaza EX, and we're going to Tropical Beach, and we get... workable. We can get out Delphox, which will be nice. We can Ultra Ball for it, play the rare candy. And with Delphox out, we can really just keep drawing and drawing and drawing ad nauseum until we're out of cards to draw, pretty much. So we'll see what my opponent does. If he doesn't have a switching card, he's going to be in a tough spot. I figure since he sent up his Boufflant, which has a higher retreat cost than Genesect, he has a switch, or he's just trying to buy time. We see another Ultra Ball with Genesect and Psychic going into the discard to grab heavens knows what, really. Terrakion, again. Not that Terrakion's bad, but I don't think it'll do much for my opponent in this matchup. So we'll see what happens next. We see a Team Plasma Energy. Pull up my Tepig. That's not good. But my opponent uses my Tropical Beach to draw cards, which isn't terrifying. So my first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play this Ultra Ball, but I don't know what I want to discard. My opponent has not shown that he plays any Stadium cards, but if he does, I want to keep that Tropical Beach in my hand. So we're going to play Ultra Ball. We'll discard the Lightning Energy, and... what's in my discard? Can I look at my discard? No. I can cancel. Yeah, we'll play Ultra Ball and get rid of these two energy. Lightning and Fire. Grab Delphox. Rare Candy. Next we'll play the Heavy Ball, and we're actually going to grab Pignite, because that lets me get more cards out of my hand to Mystic Fire for more. Evolve. Cool. Now we'll use Mystical Fire to draw 3 more cards. And we get interesting cards. No energy. I think I'm going to switch into Rayquaza EX, just because he has a lot of HP and a very low retreat cost. And then Tropical Beach to draw a couple cards. We do have Emboar, so we'll get him out to the next turn and just start being able to rain fire on my opponent. I have a number of energy in my discard, which means I can Superior Energy Retrieval for a couple of energy. It's all good, you know that. We see another Genesect EX come out. If he red signals up my Pig Knight, I'm going to be mildly annoyed. Only because I'm now out of switching cards, which means I'd have to manually retreat Pig Knight, which has a 3 energy retreat cost. But since I can only attach 1 energy per turn, I'd have to, if I wanted to get him out of the active as quick as possible, evolve into Ember, who has 4 retreat cost. But we'll see. We'll see. Only time will tell. We see another grass energy go down onto my opponent's Rizion EX. Another muscle band onto his benched Genesect EX. And he passes. Okay, cool. Let's see, my hand is a little wacky. First thing first, evolve into Ember. I can play an Ultra Ball here, and I could discard a Professor Juniper and something else. But since we're crafty, I think we're going to start with Superior Energy Retrieval. Discard 2 cards to get 3 from my discard, which doesn't really put me at a plus. So maybe I'll just do what I'm doing now. No, I think this is right. Play that, discard Ultra Ball and Professor Juniper, get back Lightning, Fire, Fire. Manually attach, use Inferno Fandango. Inferno Fandango. I'm tempted to use my Mystical Fire here just to see if I can draw 1 more energy. Or actually, I don't need to draw another energy to knock out his ability, so we'll do Mystical Fire for fun. We do get another Fire energy. I think I'm just going to hold on to it. We're going to do a Dragon Burst now for a knockout. Goodbye, Bootmont. My opponent plays Genesect for some reason. I can't be certain entirely. The fact that there's a muscle band on him actually makes me a little bit happy because it means my opponent cannot play G-Booster onto... Oh, goodness. There's a red signal on the Ember. Heartbreak. An energy switch. Unfortunately, that's not the right... Oh my goodness, double energy switch. My opponent's really gunning to take out this Ember. Unfortunately, he ain't gonna get it. Not unless he can Tool Scraper and discard his own Muscle Band and then play down a Megalo Cannon. Or sorry, not a Megalo Cannon, a G-Booster. We'll see what he does. When you have 7 cards in your hand, that's a lot to consider. Unfortunately for me, I am going to have enough energy to be able to get my huge Ember out of the active spot. I can Inferno Fandango the 2 fire onto him. Pay to up Rebirth. He gets it. Puts on the Psychic. I'm not quite sure what this is going to do for my opponent, really. Puts on the Fighting. And a Grass. So 3 different types of energy, all very dangerous, all very powerful. I'm not quite sure what the plan is now, except to attack with Ho-Oh, I guess. He could retreat and do that. He seems to have entirely foregone the Emerald Slash route. At this point, with no energy on there, I can't imagine he'll be Emerald Slashing too soon. But I've been wrong before. My opponent might just choose to go for the... Oh, nope, there's the retreat to the Ho-Oh, and I'm guessing he's going to go for the Rainbow Burn for big ol' 80 damage. My first order of business is going to be Inferno Fandango. Inferno Fandango. If we play this, I think we're just going to have to forego getting into Delphox out. 2 fire. Oops, not Mystic Fire. Inferno Fandango. Inferno Fandango. We're going to play the Tool Scraper, but just get rid of the Muscle Band on the Verizon EX. Just for fun. I don't want to take that Muscle Band off the Genesect EX because I don't want to see a Megalo Cannon. And we get a weird hand. First order of business, the Professor's Letter. Grab 2 fire energy. We're not gonna use Heat Crash, we're gonna Inferno Fandango. Inferno Fandango. Now here comes the hefty retreat. Oof! Okay, that hurt, but it's over. We're gonna put another Rayquaza EX onto the bench. We're gonna put another Tepig onto the bench because my opponent is really gunning for my sweet baby Emboar. I'm gonna use Mystical Fire now. We get not that good. Superior Energy Retrieval, discard Rayquaza, and I'm gonna go N. Get back 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring up Fandango, just 1. I don't really want to drop the other energy in case my opponent decides to red signal my Emboar active again, because then I'll be really stuck, so we're just going to go ahead and Dragon Burst without dropping more energy. So while that does put Ho-Oh back into my opponent's discard, and he gets to try to rebirth again later, at the very least I get 2 prizes, that's not bad. It's getting me closer to winning. So we'll see what my opponent ends up now. The only thing he has powered up is that Genesect, which he could use. He could attack with that. It is powerful. It does do a lot of damage. But we'll see. The waiting game. We're playing the waiting game. The waiting game. You know, sometimes you wait and nothing happens. Sometimes it's just what we have to live with. Oh, alright. Here comes Genesect. I know to take my Perez cards. 1, 2. I think I might be operating on a little bit of lag. For some reason, I just noticed my opponent, when he retreated his Genesect last turn, paid a Grass Energy to retreat, which, I mean, while not the strangest, it would have made... I guess it didn't necessarily make more sense to, but we see a Tails on Rebirth, to retreat using the Plasma Energy, because if he kept 2 Grass Energy on there, another Tails on Rebirth, he would have been able to use Megalo the Cannon this turn without paying any energy, or without using his attach for the turn. But now that he has 1 Grass and 2 Plasma, he cannot use Megalo Cannon because that requires 2 Grass. We see a Skyla. I'm not quite sure what he's going to grab with that. It could be a whole mess of things. But I do know that if my opponent keeps his Genesect active this turn, it'll be extremely favorable for me because I can easily knock it out with my Delphox. Grabs Energy Switch. We'll see. We will see. He didn't play an N, which I like because I get to keep all these cool cards in my hand. He attaches a Grass Energy. And just goes for the Megalo Cannon. Which puts me in a pretty good spot. We're going to Windmill Slam down another Emboar. And now we are actually going to attack with Delphox, believe it or not. Just because we like attacking with Delphox. Delphox does a lot of damage. It beats grass types for breakfast. I have 10 cards left in my deck. Oh, alright, there's the other concession. There you have it. Delphox. He did not want to deal with my Delphox. Alright guys, I think that's going to wrap up my stream for tonight. Thank you for joining me. Let me know on Twitter what's up. My handle is @JaredTheUnseen. Message me on Twitch. I'll be uploading this to YouTube as well. I'll talk to you all later.